Hi everyone, today I'm gonna show you 30 plus 1 tiny tips. Every single tip is very small, but together they make a big difference. And you can use all tips here without installing any add-ons. Alright, here we go. Preferences can normally be accessed from the edit menu, but you can open it instantly with Control Camera, making add-on installation about 2 seconds faster. If you ever wished you could go back further with Ctrl Z, you can increase your undo steps from Preferences system. Have you ever seen files like .blend1? Those are backup files created when you manually save, and you can open them by removing the one. Every time you save, the backup gets updated, and you can increase the number of versions like Blend 2 or Blend 3 from Preferences Save and Load. One day this might actually save your life. Tired of deleting the default cube every time you open Blender? Go to File, Defaults, Save Setup File, and Blender will remember your setup, default objects, render setting, and more. Now let's move on to the viewport. Press Ctrl, Alt, and numpad 0 to match the camera to your column view. Turning on the lock icon lets the camera move together with your viewport navigation. If you want composition guides, go to the camera properties and enable them and the viewport display composition guides. They are helpful for framing your shots. If you want to control a camera's roll, pitch, and yaw, just select the camera and press O. This rate adjusts the roll right away. Then, while still in rotation mode, press X twice or Y twice to control pitch and yaw. It's way more convenient than rotating along the global XYZ axis. Press Shift, X Englave, or backtick backward, I don't know, to enter fly work mode. In work mode, you get game-like navigation, and it also turns out to be really handy for adjusting the camera angle. Now let's look at some tips for numeric input. When typing decimals, you don't need a leading zero. You can also type simple math expressions directly into numeric input, and Blender will calculate them. If you hover over numeric input and press minus, the sign flips instantly. Hovering over input and pressing backspace resets it to its default value. By holding Ctrl and scrolling the mouse wheel, you can adjust the value. Instead of hitting Enter, pressing Tab moves to the next input field. If you want to change several inputs at once, just drag across them to edit them together, or type a value to apply it to all of them. Dragging with Shift makes tiny adjustments, and dragging with Ctrl snaps the value. Next is a tiny tip everyone has run into at least once. After adding an object, you might want to change the preset again. Normally it's too late, but if you haven't edited the object yet, you can bring back the panel with F9. Pressing Alt-G, Alt-O, and Alt-S creates location, rotation, and scale. If you right-click a command and add it to Quick Favorites, you can press Q to access your own shortcut menu. The Subdivision Surface modifier has a special shortcut. Press Ctrl 125 to add it instantly with that subdivision level. However, you need to set the render subdivision level manually. You can hide selected object with H, hide everything except the selected objects with Shift H, and bring everything back with Alt H. Ctrl H hides all objects that are not in the collection you selected, but it's easier to do this directly in the outliner. Pressing number keys in the outliner lets you toggle collections quickly. You can also duplicate objects by dragging them from the outliner into the viewport. In the Properties panel, holding Ctrl and scrolling the mouse wheel lets you quickly switch between sections. This works in many other places too, so try it anywhere. Pressing A on the little triangle toggles expands or collapses nested items underneath. You can drag and drop color swatches, for example, from base color to emission. You can also drop them onto Shader Editor or Compositor to bring up the color picker. Did you know that lights can take negative values? It's not physically accurate, but you can use it as an effect. Let's move on to the timeline. Shift left or light jumps to the first or last frame, and up or down jumps between keyframes. Hold down the Alt key while scrolling the mouse wheel to move the frame. This works even when the mouse is over the 3D viewport. We've covered 30 tips so far, but here's an extra one. Go to Preferences, Themes, and you can change the themes. Besides the default dark and light presets, you can customize your own or download themes from extensions.blender.org. Changing the theme can be a great way to reset your mood. And that's it. Did you master all the tips? Tiny Tips number 2 is also available. Watch it now on screen. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe.